Hey everyone, and welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we are going to be talking all about supplements for women's health at every age.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited to get into it too. We're using this article called The Best Supplements for Women's Health at Every Age.
Oh, okay.
It's got a lot of interesting stuff in it. So let's dive right in, huh?
Yeah, let's get into it.
The article starts by kind of talking about why supplements are even necessary.
Right.
Like, can't we just get everything we need by just eating healthy?
Well, yeah, that's definitely the ideal, right? Like we want to get all our nutrients from our diet.
Right.
But, realistically, it's pretty tough to do that perfectly all the time.
Yeah, that is true.
Especially, as women, like our bodies change so much over the years and like our needs are constantly evolving.
Right.
So supplements can be kind of a good way to just fill in any gaps.
Yeah, I feel that. I definitely don't eat perfectly all the time.
I think none of us do.
Yeah, so, okay, so where do we even begin? Like, what kind of things should women be looking for?
Well, the article jumps right in and mentions these three vitamins: vitamin D, B12, and folate.
Okay.
They call them like the powerhouse trio.
Interesting. A powerhouse trio. I like that.
Mm.
Okay, so let's break those down.
Sure.
Why are those so important?
Yeah, so vitamin D, everyone kind of knows it's good for your bones.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason for that is like it helps your body absorb calcium,
Oh,
which is obviously super important, especially as women, we're at a greater risk for osteoporosis.
right, yeah.
And then it's not just about bones, like vitamin D also has an impact on like your immune system,
Yeah,
and even your mood,
yeah.
both of which can be kind of all over the place as we age.
Yeah, it's good for everything.
Pretty much. Yeah.
It's like a wonder drug, almost.
It's a pretty powerful vitamin.
Okay, so we've got to get enough vitamin D.
Definitely.
Okay, what about B12? What's that one all about?
So B12, this is all about energy production
Okay.
and keeping your nervous system functioning properly. But the thing about B12 is that like our ability to absorb it naturally declines with age.
Oh, no.
Yeah, particularly after 50.
So it's like you need it more as you get older, but your body's like, nope, not going to absorb that.
Exactly.
That is not fair.
Yeah, kind of a cruel joke.
Okay, so then we get to folate.
Yes.
And folate, I was thinking about like pregnancy.
Yeah, actually.
Like those always go hand in hand. So why is folate so important?
So folate is actually crucial for like cell growth and division.
Okay.
And that's especially important during those early stages of pregnancy.
Right.
It actually helps prevent neural tube defects, which are like affect the baby's brain and spinal cord development.
So it's like laying the groundwork for a healthy baby.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So we've got our powerhouse trio down. We've got vitamin D, B12, folate.
Those are kind of the big ones.
Okay. So how do our needs for certain supplements change as we get older?
Right, right.
Like, should a woman in her 20s be taking the same things as, like, a woman in her 50s?
No, not necessarily.
Okay, good. Yeah. Because I feel like our bodies are doing totally different things at different points in our life.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So let's break it down by decade.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Let's start with our 20s. What are we thinking about them?
So the 20s are all about building a strong foundation, Like you're setting yourself up for good health later on.
Gotcha.
So a good quality multivitamin can be a good idea,
Okay.
especially if, you're not always eating perfectly.
Yeah.
And then iron is a big one too.
Right, especially for women.
Yes, especially for women, especially if you have heavier periods.
Right.
Iron helps create red blood cells, which carry oxygen throughout your body.
Okay.
So if you don't have enough iron, you can feel really tired, weak. You can even have trouble concentrating.
Okay, so that's a big one.
Yeah.
Multivitamins, iron. Got it. What about in our 30s? Like, what shifts happen then?
So in your 30s, like your metabolism starts to slow down a little bit,
Oh.
and you might start to see some hormonal changes.
Yeah.
So the article, it really highlights the importance of bone health during this decade.
Okay, so we're talking calcium.
Yes,
Okay.
calcium is essential for building strong bones.
Okay.
And this is where vitamin D comes back in.
Ah, right, to help absorb the calcium.
Exactly. So taking calcium and vitamin D together is really important in your 30s to prevent osteoporosis later on.
So it's like a 1-2 punch for your bones.
Exactly.
Okay, I like it. Anything else we should be thinking about in our 30s?
Yeah. The article also mentions omega-3 fatty acids.
Oh, right.
They're really good for heart health and brain health.
Mm-hmm.
And those are things that, become more and more important as we get older.
Yeah, okay. So we've got calcium, vitamin D, omega-3s.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, let's talk about the big 40. What's going on there?
Ah, the 40s. This is where we start to see, like, the perimenopause roller coaster.
The roller coaster, oh my gosh, yes.
Hormones are starting to fluctuate,
Yeah.
and that can affect everything, your
Ah.
skin, your mood, how well you sleep, everything.
Oh, yeah, it's real.
Yeah.
So are there supplements that can help with all of that?
Yeah, so one interesting thing this article suggests is collagen.
Collagen, okay.
It's a protein that gives your skin its structure and, keeps it looking all plump and youthful.
Yes.
But as we age, our collagen production naturally declines.
Of course it does.
So supplementing with collagen can potentially help, support your skin health during this time.
Okay, I'll take all the help I can get with that. What about the mood swings and the sleep disruptions?
Yeah, those are the worst. Magnesium can be really helpful for that.
Magnesium, okay.
It helps to relax your muscles.
Okay.
It can improve your sleep quality, and it might even help regulate those hormonal ups and downs.
Okay, so magnesium is like a chill pill for our 40s.
Exactly.
I like it. All right, so we've made it through our 20s, 30s, and 40s. What happens as we head into our 50s and beyond? What's going on with our bodies then?
So in your 50s and beyond, this is kind of the post-menopause phase.
Right.
And bone health is still a major concern. And the article, it really emphasizes that it's not just about getting enough calcium, it's about making sure your body can actually use it properly.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so more calcium. Or is there something else going on here?
So this is where vitamin K comes in.
Okay.
Vitamin K kind of acts like a director, making sure that the calcium you're getting actually goes to your bones
Oh, interesting.
instead of like your soft tissues where it can cause problems.
Oh, okay. I did not know that.
Yeah. So calcium, vitamin D, and vitamin K, they all kind of work together.
Wow, that is fascinating. It's like teamwork.
Exactly.
Okay, so what else is important as we get into our 50s and beyond?
Another thing to think about is digestive health.
Okay,
Our gut microbiome can become less diverse as we age,
got it.
and that can affect digestion and how well you absorb nutrients.
So are we talking about probiotics here?
Exactly. Probiotics can really help.
Okay,
They introduce good bacteria into your gut to kind of help restore the balance and promote good digestion.
okay, that makes sense. So we've got our bone health trio.
Yeah.
We've got our probiotics for digestion. I'm kind of curious about the herbal supplements the article mentioned.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a whole other world.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot to unpack there, but there are two that really stand out for women's health.
Okay, let's hear it.
First up is maca root. It's been used for a long time, like in traditional medicine, to balance hormones and help with menopause symptoms.
Maca root. Okay, I've heard of it, but I don't really know what it does.
So it's thought to kind of help regulate estrogen levels,
Okay.
which can be really beneficial during perimenopause and menopause, when estrogen production starts to decline.
Right.
Some women find that it helps with things like hot flashes,
Okay.
mood swings, even their libido.
Wow, interesting. Okay. What about the other herbal supplement?
Right, so the other one is turmeric.
Turmeric. Okay.
And turmeric contains this powerful compound called curcumin,
Okay.
which has really amazing anti-inflammatory properties.
Oh, interesting. I put turmeric in everything when I'm cooking.
Yeah, it's great for you.
But I'm guessing we're talking about like a supplement form of turmeric.
Yes, exactly. And it's really beneficial for women because it can help with joint pain and inflammation, which are, common complaints as we get older.
Yeah.
It's also a good antioxidant.
Okay, cool. So macaque, root for hormones, turmeric for inflammation. That's great.
Yeah.
But I have to say, like, the world of supplements is kind of overwhelming.
Oh, totally.
There are so many choices.
Yeah.
How do you even know what to choose? What should people be looking for?
Yeah, it can be tricky. There's definitely a lot out there. Well, the first thing is to always, always check the ingredient list.
Okay.
You want to look for, high quality ingredients.
So it's not just about grabbing the prettiest bottle off the shelf.
No. You got to be a label reader.
Okay, so clinically backed ingredients, got it. What else?
So another thing to consider is your age and lifestyle. We were just talking about how a woman's needs change so much over time.
Right.
So you want to choose supplements that are tailored to where you are in life.
Right. Like what works for a 20-year-old might not work for a 50-year-old.
Exactly. And then finally, pay attention to the brands.
Okay.
Look for brands that have a good reputation,
Mm-hmm.
brands that use third-party testing to make sure that their products are, potent and pure.
So it's like a seal of approval, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. It gives you some confidence that you're getting a quality product.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. Speaking of quality, I wanted to ask about antioxidants.
Yeah.
I feel like they get a lot of hype. People talk about them as these like anti-aging superheroes.
Yeah, they're definitely popular.
But how do they actually work? Like, what do they actually do?
So it comes down to this thing called oxidative stress.
Okay.
Basically, like, our bodies are constantly exposed to things that can cause damage.
Okay, like what kind of things?
Well, things like pollution, UV rays from the sun,
Mm,
even just the normal processes of, metabolism, they can create these unstable molecules called free radicals.
free radicals, I've heard of those.
Yeah, and they're not good. They basically damage your cells, which can lead to inflammation and, premature aging.
So it's kind of like rust forming on a car, except it's happening inside our bodies.
That's a great analogy. Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. And antioxidants, they basically act like little scavengers, going around and neutralizing those free radicals before they can cause too much trouble.
So they're on our team, basically.
Exactly. They're like the cleanup crew, helping to keep things running smoothly.
Okay, antioxidants, got it. Now I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about deficiencies.
Okay.
Like, what happens when we don't get enough of certain nutrients?
Right.
The article mentioned a couple that are pretty common in women.
Yeah, iron deficiency and vitamin D deficiency, those are definitely big ones.
Okay, let's start with iron. We touched on that a little bit earlier, how it's so important for women, especially if you have heavier periods. But, like, what are some signs that you might be iron deficient?
Well, fatigue is a big one. If you're feeling tired all the time, that could be a sign.
Mm-hmm.
Weakness, shortness of breath.
Okay,
If you're experiencing any of those, it's probably a good idea to get your iron levels checked.
got it. And what about vitamin D deficiency? That seems to be like a hot topic these days.
Yeah, it is. And, it makes sense, especially for women.
Why is that?
Well, our bodies mainly make vitamin D from sunlight exposure.
Right.
So during the winter, when we're not getting as much sun, our levels can drop.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we need vitamin D for so many things, It's not just about strong bones.
Right, we talked about that earlier, how it affects mood and immunity too.
Exactly. And even muscle function. So
Yeah.
a deficiency can really impact your overall well-being.
Okay, so we got to make sure we're getting enough vitamin D year-round, but especially during those winter months.
Exact.
Okay, good to know. Before we wrap up, I wanted to ask about pregnancy and breastfeeding.
Yes,
I mean, those are such unique times in a woman's life.
definitely.
I'm guessing supplement needs probably change again during those times.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Your body's going through so many changes. It needs all the support it can get.
So what are the top priorities during pregnancy and breastfeeding? What should women be focusing on?
Well, folate, which we talked about earlier, is still super important.
Right, for the baby's development.
Exactly. But we also need to add omega-3s to the mix.
Omega-3s, okay.
Specifically DHA.
DHA, okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of that. It's good for brain development.
Right. That's right. It's crucial for the baby's brain development.
So that's for the baby. Or is it for the mom too?
It's actually good for both.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, DHA helps support the mom's cognitive function and mood as well.
So it's like a win-win.
Exactly.
Okay. Anything else we should keep in mind about supplements during pregnancy or breastfeeding?
Yeah, it's always a good idea to talk to your doctor or midwife.
Mm-hmm.
They can help you figure out the right dosage.
Okay.
Make sure there aren't any interactions with other medications you might be taking.
Right, right.
Just, make sure you're getting personalized recommendations.
Okay, that's really good advice.
Mhm.
Always good to talk to the experts. Now, before we wrap up completely, I just want to emphasize that supplements, they're great and everything,
Yeah.
but they're not a magic bullet.
Exactly. They're not a substitute for a healthy lifestyle.
Right.
You can't just, pop a bunch of pills and expect everything to be perfect.
So we still need to eat healthy foods,
Definitely.
get enough sleep,
Hmm.
exercise regularly.
All that good stuff.
Okay, so it's all about balance.
Yes,
You got it.
exactly. It's about, taking a holistic approach to your health.
I like that
Yep.
holistic approach. It's about using supplements to kind of fill in the gaps,
Right.
provide some extra support where you need it.
Exactly. And it's about, taking charge of your health,
Yes, I love that. Well, this has been such an eye-opening deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much. Is there anything else you'd like to leave our listeners with?
It really is. The more you know about what your body needs,
Yeah.
the better equipped you are to make good decisions about your health.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I feel like after this deep dive, I'm way more aware of how supplements
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
actually make a difference at different points in a woman's life.
They can be really powerful allies.
Yeah.
But it's important to remember that everyone's needs are different,
So, how do I figure out what's right for me? Like, what's the best way to do that?
That's where, a healthcare professional can be really helpful.
Okay.
Talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian.
Mhm.
They can like assess your individual needs,
Okay.
consider any potential interactions, with medications you might be taking,
Mhm.
and just put together like a personalized plan for you that really aligns with your goals.
Okay, so it's like having a custom-made roadmap
Yeah, exactly.
instead of just trying to figure it out on my own.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here and sharing your knowledge.
Oh, it was my pleasure.
I feel like I learned so much today.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm always happy to talk about supplements and
Mhm.
how they can make a difference in women's lives.
Absolutely. And to all of our amazing listeners out there, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Yeah, thanks for listening, everyone.
We hope you learned some new things today and that you feel empowered to make informed choices about your health.
Absolutely.
So until next time, keep diving deep.